The Ultimatum episodes 3, 4, and 5. I did videos on I already did videos on episodes 1 and 2. So this is only for 3, 4, and 5. And then after that, I'm going to do a video for episodes 6, 7, and 8. So we get ready for the new release, the final. First of all, Hunter proposing to Alexis. I don't know why. Alexis didn't even really want to marry Hunter. So I don't know what changed because, you know, she said Hunter didn't make enough money for her. And maybe he was just trying to save her because she was looking a fool out here. She thought she was going to come on this show and get all the men, and she didn't have no offers. So she better be lucky he stepped in and saved her. But, you know, maybe he really did want to propose to her, marry her. But I know she was mad he proposed with no ring. What's a proposal without a ring? That was crazy to me. But then right after that, then you had that fake Nate proposal to Lauren. What was that? That was absolutely fake. I couldn't believe Lauren said yes. I'm with everybody else. How all of a sudden could kids be an issue, and then all of a sudden now kids aren't an issue? This was all because Nate didn't have nobody to pair it with. If Shanique would have said yes to Nate, Nate would not have proposed to Lauren. I was surprised Lauren even said yes. That was crazy. But I also didn't like that Alexis tried to call it out. Girl, you just got engaged and happy. Sit on over there and be happy. But Alexis, she don't know how to stay out the mess. Not at all. She always got to be in the middle of things, adding her little nasty comments. I don't really like Alexis. But that proposal to Lauren, that was whack. I wouldn't have said yes to that, but whatever. So I guess they're off the show now. And then April was salty. I mean, she was like, oh my God, she's going to be left out here with nobody. Between her and Colby, they was mad. They was so mad that they out here and they're not going to get to do the experiment because they mates really did pair up with somebody. And all of a sudden now, what they gonna have to pair with each other. They ain't even interested in each other like this. This gonna be a friendship, living together as friends. That ain't what this was supposed to be about. I know they mad. I'd be mad too. I didn't know April had 50,000 followers on, I don't know if it's Instagram or whatever. What did she do that she got that many followers? She must already have some type of thing going on. But she better be careful. She talking about Jake better be next proposing to her like Nate proposed to Lauren. I was like, shoot, Jake trying to find a way to get rid of you, April. I'm thinking he don't even really want to be with her. And that whole thing with Jake's mother, when Jake took Ray to meet his mother, and how that mother was going hard for April. And I mean, now I understand what's going on with Jake. Jake gets controlled. He not only gets controlled by April, he was getting controlled by that mother. Because to me, that mother was like way out of line the way she was talking to her son. It was like he was a little boy. She's talking about Jake is easily swayed. Well, I guess so, because it sounds like you got control over Jake. And it sounds like she good friends with April, and she up here trying to get in the gap between Jake and Ray. I don't know. I didn't like that at all. I didn't like the way that mother was not letting Jake make his own decisions. And it didn't seem like Jake liked it at all. And Colby and Madelyn, I don't even know how, I can't even really imagine how they are together, because it seemed like Madelyn can't stand Colby at all. I am starting to see some of the stuff that Madelyn talks about. Colby, he's almost like, I think he is an attention hog. He's always giving these long speeches. It's like, almost as like he's kind of fake or something, like scripted, like he's acting or something. I am starting to see that with Madelyn. But Madelyn, to me, she always seems like she's drunk or high or something, or she's just waking up. Why don't she ever open her eyes? She always looks like she's unstable. Sometimes her speech seems slurred. She must be doing a lot of drinking or smoking or something during the filming of this. Because every time I look at her, and I guess she think it's sexy. She be trying to talk in this little sexy voice when she be talking to Randall and everything. I don't know. Is she high? Is she drunk? What's going on with Madelyn? And Randall, I don't know. He just seems so, I don't know, wimpy, like wimpish or something. And I think Madelyn is starting to see that from him too. He doesn't have any, this level, I don't know. He don't have no manness, no oomph about him. It's just weird to watch. And when Madelyn took Randall to go meet her girlfriends, what was that whole weird story about that Colby used to mess around with one of the other girls? Then she started dating out with Madelyn. I don't know. I never had no girlfriends when we swapped out boyfriends. That is so weird to me that you have girlfriends and you passing around boyfriends in between. I don't know. That was just so weird to me that those two were friends. It's just weird. Madelyn and Colby are weird to me. I just don't get them at all. And Shanique, she's definitely a diva. She is a ball buster. She's definitely a diva. I actually see why Randall got a lot of problems with her. Because when she and Zay started hooking up, and the things she was talking about, how she talks and how she talks about how she needs her space. She's real particular. She's all these kind of things. I can see like she's high maintenance. She's a lot of problems, a lot of trouble. And I think a lot of men would have a hard time dealing with Shanique. I don't know. She might need to tone this down because I already know she and Zay are not going to work out. Zay is not going to put up with that. Zay has way too much testosterone to be putting up with that Shanique and her attitude. She making boss Randall around because, like I said, he seemed kind of soft. But she ain't gonna be able to boss around Zay. Zay gonna speak up. I thought Shanique's family was real cool. So it looks like they're Jamaican and everything like that. I think Zay actually liked her family because it sounds, his whole story about how he doesn't have no family. I bet he is gonna want to get with a woman that has like a really intact family because I could see him wanting to be part of a big family since he didn't really have that. So I actually think he likes Shanique's family, but I still don't see them as no match. I'm still at this point thinking that maybe Shanique and Randall might still get back together. But although Randall, I don't know, he looked like he really falling for Madelyn, but I don't trust Madelyn. Madelyn's like some type of seductress. And actually, you know what? I think she kind of got a fetish. I think this whole thing with Randall is a fetish. The way the girls were talking about Randall and the way Madelyn talks about Randall, it's almost like it's a sex fetish. I'm surprised they haven't even had no sex yet. That's also weird. But, Randall, he ain't trying to make no move on her. I don't know if that's because he's trying to keep it in his back pocket that maybe he can still get with Shanique. I just don't know what's going on, but I don't know. They are weird to me too. All these little pair-ups, they're starting to get weird. The only one I'm really feeling like is really strong is Jake and Ray. To me, their connection feels really, really strong. But what the heck was that girls' night out when they was out all together? And then you had all these people spilling the beans, talking about what they doing in their private rooms and sex and everything. And Madelyn, I know for sure she was drunk that night. And all that stuff she was spilling. And April too. April is weird. Does April have ADHD or something? Because the way she talks and the stuff that comes out of her mouth, she's so scatterbrained and so jittery. It's so weird that she would be, I know opposites attract, but I actually believe that Ray and Zay make a better couple. Well, I feel sorry for her when she was talking about the whole fertility issue stuff and, how she hasn't been able to get pregnant and how they've been having sex without protection for all these years. And she's telling all this stuff to Ray. And Ray trying to keep her mouth stuck because she don't want April to know how deep in that they are. And I know Ray and Zay I think they already had sex, to be honest with you. I really do. And all this about, April, I took him for granted. April was running over Jake. I bet you April really did treat him bad. Just like he said, I believe that story because April seemed like the type of person where if you let her run over you, she gonna run over you with a Mack truck. And shoot, all that feedback that Madelyn gave Shanique about what Randall was saying about how she's bossy, all that I believe. She's bossy, she's stubborn, she's all that. He wants somebody that's gonna listen to her. I don't know. I really want them to find their way back to each other. But you know what? To be honest with you, unless Shanique changes, I actually don't even see them being a good couple. Because I do think Shanique has a lot of stuff about her, this sort of diva attitude, like, she's up on a pedestal. I think she needs to be knocked down off that pedestal. I do think she's a little bit too much for Randall. But if she kind of clean that up a little bit, I think they could be together. I don't know. I'm going to still root for them, though. But Shanique and Zay, I don't really see nothing long term. They both too hot-blooded. They like two bulls butting each other. They're both stubborn. Their personalities, I don't think match well for each other. Maybe, she does need a guy who's going to stand up to her. I think Randall's a little bit too soft and Shanique will run over Randall. But I think Zay is too much for Shanique. I think it's not the right balance because otherwise I think them two might come to fist blows up in there. But that's it. What y'all think of the couple so far up until this point? Episode all the way up to episode 5. I finished episode 5. What you guys think of the couple?